Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Garage. I'd like to tell you what I'm doing today. I'm working on measuring up my original 1971 C20 Eaton HO52 axle. The reason why is I'm thinking about replacing this with a more modern axle. Not because this axle's bad, it's actually a very well built axle. The reason why GM got away from it is just expensive to make. And they basically made the 14 bolt from this one, a cheaper version of this. So anyway, it's impossible to get ring and pinion for this. They don't make them anymore, and those drums are kind of difficult to find. When you do find them, they're made in China and they're out of round. So these are both issues. Going down the road, this ring and pinion gives me a little bit of noise at 75 mile an hour, which is where I cruise, and I cruise 50 miles a day, and it gets kind of annoying in the cab. So thought I'd go from a 410, maybe I can find a 373, which will slow down the drive shaft rotation speed, which will reduce driveline vibrations and reduce the noise out of a ring gear, right? Because that pinion spinning is what's making all that noise. The faster it spins, the more noise you get. Anyway, so what am I doing? I'm measuring a few different things here, and one of those, of course, is wheel mounting surface to wheel mounting surface. So I've made this jig. You can see it's just a piece of poplar cabinet making material, wood that I get from Lowe's, in a 2-foot length. It cost me, I think, $4. And it's 1/2 inch thick, which is nice because when you pull the tape measure through, all you got to do is come over here and subtract a 1/2 inch from whatever you get. And you can see right here I've got 65 3/4. So if you subtract a 1/2 inch, you're going to find that it's 65 1/4 wheel mounting surface to wheel mounting surface. This thing works pretty well. I did put in this little metal strap here to kind of catch up underneath the threads, keep the thing from popping off. That way, come on guy, there you go. That way one guy can do this by himself at the salvage yard. So that's my plan, is to take these measurements, get all these, and then we'll run to the salvage yard. And here's the driver's side. You can see got the tape measure in the bottom here, and I put these little screws in there. These are just finger tight. They just come to here. They don't go all the way through. Just enough to keep that from sliding out, right? And I will have a drawing of this so that if you want to duplicate this, you can, and I'll try to insert it right about now. Did that work? Well, we hope so. Anyway, what are the measurements I'm looking for? Well, the measurements I'm looking for are these. A is the wheel pilot. B is the stick out of that guy, because I don't want it running into my hubcap. This happens to be 3 inches, by the way. C is the diameter of the axle tube. Important for the U-bolts. It's going to go around this. I might have to notch it, the axle that is. And of course D is wheel mounting surface. So that's what we're after. And you saw how it works. I already showed you that my HO52 actually measures 65 1/4, and everybody always said it's 65, but this one here is 65 1/4, so there's that. Next up, we'll go to the salvage yard and measure up some Danas and some 14 bolts, both the large 10 1/2 and the semi-floating 9 1/2 inch 14 bolt. I'm really shooting for a 9 1/2 inch, which is rated at 5,500 pounds. Be perfect for this truck. You don't want to over axle your truck, because that's just more mass you're driving around. It's going to consume energy, and that means gas mileage. So run the lightest axle you can that will do the job. And I think that 9 1/2 inch semi-float is the one I'm after, but it may be too wide. We'll find out. Talk to you later.